Bonjour mes amis, et bienvenue au Pendu dans la Lune. Hello friends, if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm pleased to meet you. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. I'm truly honored. Friends, if you are a returning visitor, you know that this is my series in which I use Tarot de Marseille or antique Italian decks to answer a question that I pull from my larger weekly Rider-Waite Smith-based spread, which I have already done. And that spread this week was based on the idea of abundance as it relates to living life intentionally. And if you're interested in that video, I will put a card up here so that you can hop over and watch that video, because I thought it was a very interesting and thought-provoking spread. And it was a wonderful message, I think, as well. So if you want to take a look at that, that would be great. So the question that I pulled from that spread for this week was, what would it benefit us to bring forward from the past? What would it benefit us to bring forward from the past? And the reason that I asked this question was, in that other spread, in my larger spread with the Rider-Waite Smith decks, there were two cards answering one question. And one of the cards was the Six of Cups, and the other was the Seven of Swords. And in the Rider-Waite Smith system, the Six of Cups is often the nostalgia card. It's the card with the two kids and the flowers. Yeah? And the Seven of Swords card can often be betrayal. It can mean a lot of negative things, getting away with something. However, for this spread, answering the question it was answering, it was more going our own way, taking our own path. Yeah? Not so much stealing something or getting away with something, but going our own way. And so the figure was walking away from the Six of Cups card, which made me think that partially we want to leave that nostalgia behind, but not all of the past needs to be forgotten or erased from our minds. There are some things we do want to carry forward. So I wanted to ask that question. Instead of leaving everything behind, what would it benefit us to bring forward from the past? And so I've got the cards laid out, and I'll show you the question and I'll show you the cards. Let's take a look. Isn't that deck nice? I want to say even cute. This is the Noblet, the Jean Noblet redrawing by Artisan Tarot. And I used this deck last week as well. I'm just in love with it. I love the size of it. I love the shuffleability of the deck. I love the way that they were so smart in redrawing the art from the original Jean Noblet deck, which is an older deck, and it's considered a type 1. Some might think it's a type 0, but it predates a lot of our other Tarot de Marseille decks. And it's a beautiful deck. This redrawing is wonderful. If you want to get this deck, it is still available. And I'll have a link in the comments section below, in the description box below, so you can go and check it out yourself. There's also a lovely green velvet pouch that it comes with. Just saying, I love my velvet pouch. It fits the deck beautifully. So there are all of those things for you to check out. So again, we're back to the question. What would it benefit us to bring forward from the past? And we had these three cards from the Jean Noblet redrawing. And did you notice, and wasn't it interesting, that we had two fives in a row? We had the Five of Swords, or épée. We had the Five of Cups, or coupe. And we had the Four of Cups. So we had 5, 5, 4, descending order. And we're going to read it in that order from left to right, because there are no indications, there are no people looking in either direction. So I prefer, in this case, to read from left to right. So we'll start with the Five of Swords. Now, the fives, depending on the reader, the fives can have different meanings. I mean, there also some readers ignore the numerology and go only with the picture, and I'm not that kind of reader. I will look at the picture, of course, but I start from the numerology. I start from the fives. What does 5 mean for me? And 5, for some people, is a card of disruption, and it's a somewhat negative card, sometimes a fairly negative card. For me, it is not always. It's not always. If I'm reading with reversals, it would definitely be a more negative card. However, I'm not reading with reversals in this go-around. And for me, the 5s in upright, coming from the 4s of stability, is a breakthrough, but a positive breakthrough. Yeah, the 4s, after a while, can become stagnant, can become stale, can become oppressive in some ways. The 5s allow us to break free of the structure. And there are different ways of breaking free of structure. There's the breaking free of a structure that is similar to, for example, the Tower card in the Rider-Waite-Smith system, where everything is crumbling around your feet. Or there's another way of breaking through. It's the playful breaking through. And I see 5s as more playful and curious and inquisitive. So for me, the 5 of Swords in this reading is going to be thinking outside of the box. Now, we had this, the 4 of Swords would be the structured thinking, the rational thinking, and the 5s break beyond that into thinking outside of the box. Open-mindedness. Open to information and unexpected information. Open to new ideas. Curiosity. Now, what's going on here? New points of view and new ideas. Yeah, not the original seed of the ace. That's a different thing. The first is the seed, the beginning, the ace that holds it all in one nutshell. But this one is not that nutshell. It's the breaking free and breaking open and the new ideas that are possible within the structure that is all, or around the structure that has already been established with the 4s. So for these, I get that idea of what are we carrying forward, right? We begin with playfulness, a playful mind, a playful attitude, a playful way of perceiving and being open to new ideas. That kind of childlike stance that we had when we were children. And we were open to new ideas and what is the world and what's out there, and that curiosity. So that's something we want to carry forward from the 6 of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith, that from that nostalgic mind frame, that nostalgic attitude, we bring forth from that our curiosity, our willing to break out of the box, not be so conformist, to be open, to be playful, to think playfully. And it's also the card, in some cases, of the appearance of deep spiritual thoughts. Or perhaps resuming a study. Yeah, the 3 could be a study. And then we get into a structure. We've done our Larnen and we've gotten into a structure, but now we're resuming a study process. That could be possible. And that's something we could be bringing from our past. A resuming of study, of inquisitiveness, of wanting to learn. So not only being open to new ideas, but wanting to learn again. And also new ways of viewing the world, right? The swords are thoughts, they're communication, but they're also the view. Now, new ways of viewing the world, of exploring the world around us, which is part of that curiosity, right? The world inside and the world outside. Now, that inquisitiveness, that viewing of the world could be a view of our interior world as well as the world around us. Transforming our daily life. Yeah? Our daily life of daily thoughts in the 4s, transforming that with the 5s. And all of those things that not childish, but childlike attitude of mind. Who am I? Where am I? Who am I in the world? Being open to thinking about those things again. Being open to learning again and going out and finding more information. That's all the Five of Swords, and something we can carry forward from our Six of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith. And then we go to a Cups card, the Five of Cups, another more playful card, right? Now we have the Four of Cups, family, emotional structure, emotional stability, perhaps stable relationships, one-on-one relationships. The fives break out of that. And in the positive sense of breaking out of that structure, exploring emotions. And we can get kind of used to our relationships. And that being used to our relationships can be very comfortable and very comforting, certainly. But they can also be a little bit stagnant after time, without any exploration, without any new ways of interacting, new ways of expressing, new ways of sharing emotions. And so the fives allow us to explore our emotions and explore our emotional interactions as well. Emotional transitions. We transition from the four into the six of enjoying the beauty of what is. That kind of structure of the six is the enjoyment of the beauty of our relationship, enjoyment of the beauty of our emotions. And so the fives are kind of a transition, are a transition from that four to the six. Becoming the center of a group could be part of it. Remember when we were children, when we were like in 5th grade perhaps, 4th grade, 6th grade, those cliques, those groups that we form, and some of us, like me, were outcasts from those, but some of us had a very rich social life in that childhood sense of forming groups and becoming the center of a group, and we can carry that forward into adulthood as well. Not in the Peter Pan syndrome, of course, not being the eternal child of Peter Pan who would never grow up, but retaining our childlike, innocent quality of finding our tribe of friends and peeps and being the center of that. And each one of us in the group can be the center, because each one of us in the group is the center of our experience of the group, of course. Even when we feel like we're a wallflower, we're still the center of our universe. And the fives remind us of that, and remind us that we can carry that forward. And it's also the heart's opening with new solutions from within. Now, intuition comes with the cups. And our hearts can open for new understandings, that breakthrough of ahas. Like when we were children, like when we were young, we had those so much more frequently than we do when most of us, let me say that again, many of us in adulthood and later in adulthood don't have those frequent aha moments that we had when we were younger, when we were children, that when they were more frequent and we discovered them more easily. We get set in our ways, we get set in our routines. Now this five is reminding us to break free. And we can carry that with us into the future on our individual paths. So we have these two fives, right? Two breakthroughs of the mind, of communication, of vision, of exploration, of inquisitiveness. And then our exploration of emotion and our emotional connections as well. And shaking things up, not in the sense of crumbling and tearing apart, but shaking things up as in revitalizing them. Exploring the newness, the freshness that can be possible in every day. As we were when we were children. Bringing that childlike mind and heart frame into the present and into the future. And then right next we got this stability, right? We got the stability of the Four of Cups. Controlled emotions. But remaining open. Remaining calm. Yeah? Controlled emotions, remaining calm. solidarity. Yeah, there's a solidity, emotional solidity to the fours. And our community, our emotional interactions can also be stable here and solid, like a rock. And sometimes that's good. We want a solid platform to leap forward from with the fives. Family, established intimate relationships, trust in others. Yeah, the cups are also where we place our trust. We can trust each other. We can have confidence in the stability of our relationships. We can trust that each one of us has each other's backs, which allows us to be free to move into the fives again. And our sense of belonging. Yeah. In the fours, we belong with our tribe. We belong with our families. We belong with our partners. We belong with the divine. And the cups are also our connection with the divine as well, are they not? So we have a stable relationship with the divine, with our eternal selves, the eternal selves that came into these bodies and which are having human experiences right here and right now, and will leave these bodies and move back into non-physical. Now we can have a stable relationship with that eternal self of us, as well as the divine. So what do we get? What are we carrying forward? We're carrying forward that playfulness, that inquisitiveness, that wanting to explore and learn from our childlike attitudes with stability, with emotional stability, because that emotional stability will give us that platform to be able to be more flexible, mentally and emotionally. Does that make sense? Can you see how we can carry that forward as we make our journey through these intentional lives that we are living, as we move with the powerful flow of intention? That stability lends us the security to do the fives of swords and the fives of cups. And we want to bring that forward into our ever reoccurring now and now and now and now. Does that make sense to you? I think this is a beautiful reading, a beautiful answer to that question. What do you think? How do you feel about your childhoods? Can you see the good stuff there that you can carry forward, that playfulness, the inquisitiveness, the desire to discover and explore? Can you see how carrying that forward into the rest of our lives in these bodies can benefit us? So friends, if you can, hit the like button, let me know that this has meant something for you. Yeah? Hit the alarm bell, subscribe to my channel, and hit the alarm bell so you get notifications of when I upload videos. I try to do about 3 a week. And also, share this with somebody who you think might get benefit from it. Share it on another platform. And comment below. Tell me what you think. Does this reading make sense to you? Does it not make sense to you? Do you have another impression of this reading? Let's engage in conversation. And if you're interested in a private reading, I'm open to that too. I'll have a link to my Instagram account, so you can go over there, send me a direct message, and we can work it out. We'll find a way to get you the reading that you want. And friends, now, as always, I wish you love, joy, well-being, and pure awareness. Thank you.